Back now for game two of today after a thrilling finish between Morocco and Spain as that one ended out on penalties. We are getting set for the second game in this great doubleheader, the final round of 16 game of this 2022 World Cup. It's Portugal, it's Switzerland, and it's coming down right here from Lusail Stadium in Qatar. Hello, everyone. I'm Hirson Hassan. I moved a little bit since the last time I was here. Everybody else is sleeping for now. Glad that you could join me on this Tuesday afternoon in what has been a great day so far. As I said earlier, Morocco beating Spain in a penalty shootout earlier today. Of course, the starting lineups are in for this upcoming matchup. It is interesting because for the first time since 2006, Cristiano Ronaldo will not be starting a World Cup match for Portugal. Instead, let's take a look at the lineup. In goal, once again, you're going to have Costa, who's back there. And in the back, you'll have Guerrero, along with Diaz, and then on the right, Dalot. Middle will be Silva, Carvalho, and Otavio. And now up top, the biggest question is who replaces Cristiano Ronaldo? Felix is still there. Up top, you'll see Ramos there. Of course, Ramos being Gonzalo Ramos. He will be the guy replacing Cristiano Ronaldo today. And then Bruno Fernandes out wide. Of course, that team led by a pretty good head coach as well. Now let's take a look at Switzerland on the other side. For the Swiss, it's also an interesting battle as well. Jan Sommer, who was out for the game against Serbia, is back in. In the back, you're going to have Rodriguez. Joining them will be Akanji, Shar, and Fernandez. So except for Fernandez, who'll be sliding in for Widmer, you'll have Xhaka and Froela as your holding mids, as was the case on Friday. In the midfield, you'll have Vargas, Sao, and Shaqiri. Again, no changes there. And then up top, Embolo. So the only change for Switzerland from their game that was against Serbia is Fernandez playing right back, and then Jan Sommer as goalkeeper, as Kobo will now return to the bench. Of course, both teams back out there looking to do some more action as this game goes along. Winner faces Morocco in the quarterfinals. After this, we are set. No games tomorrow, no games Thursday, doubleheader Friday, doubleheader Saturday for the quarterfinals. There's a look at some of the other guys out there, Gian Shaqiri being one of them for this side. So nonetheless, in the center circle, Embolo, live from Lusail Stadium in Lusail, Qatar, underway with Switzerland going left to right in the all-white, Portugal in the red tops, green shorts, going from right to left. Of course, Portugal was a side that did pretty well to start off, commanding, well, not necessarily commanding win, but a win nonetheless against Ghana 3-2, commanding win against Uruguay 2-0 right here at Lusail Stadium, and then fell to South Korea 2-1, caused the Koreans to get in to the knockout stage. They lost 4-1 yesterday to Brazil. For Switzerland, it's a little up and down. Got a win 1-0 against Cameroon, lost 1-0 to Brazil. That is a Neymar-less Brazil. And then eventually got the win against Serbia and clinched their ticket to the knockout stage. This one played forward there by Costa, the Portuguese goalkeeper. Of course, a lot of stuff going back and forth in this one. A lot of changes, as I stated earlier on. And again, Gianni Infantino is in the crowd. I mean, I got to give respect to him. He's understood that, with Qatar, you can go anywhere where you want to go, and definitely delivering on that. Meanwhile, Portugal looks to deliver here on this early attack. Silva, now to Guerrero. Bruno Fernandes now. Giving it off to Otavio. And with that, it goes back towards Pepe. This one once again in space. Felix plays it towards the middle. Fernandez had a touch, but a little too much, cleared away there by Ricardo Rodriguez. So with that, Just 2 minutes in, and Portugal already trying to put the pedal to the metal here. I'll check back on that later. Okay. Meanwhile, so it's still going on. So as I noted before, if you read kind of the streamer that I had, Switzerland has never won a knockout game, period, at the World Cup. That includes the quarterfinals that go back to the 30s, 40s, 50s. Remember, at that time, the World Cup only consisted of 16 teams, and thus the knockouts would start at the quarterfinals. As we look at Fernando Santos, the Portuguese led Greece to the round of 16 back in 2014 and ended up losing to Costa Rica. Again, another Cinderella team, as is the case this year with many. Nonetheless, led them there. Germany then lost to Sweden 2-1, I believe. I might be wrong, might be 1-0. But either way, lost to Sweden in that stage. And Bolo is now down. He's holding his head again. Doesn't look like a very easy thing to do. Let's see. Look at this again, and I think Embolo's just clutching his neck area there. Challenge was made by Ruben Diaz, who was in the area last time, and he will need some treatment there out on the end line. So nonetheless, free throw-in rather for Guerrero in Portugal. Interesting crowd on tap today. I mean, of course, Lusail Stadium attendance probably is upward of 88,000, as has been the case throughout this World Cup, almost reaching 89,000. Looking at that 88,966. So go figure. Going to 40,000 after the World Cup, as has been the case throughout for a lot of these stadiums, a lot of them not staying at the capacity which they are currently. This one once again goes out, throw in for Portugal. 4 minutes through here, and again, both teams just trying to fill each other out. Portugal, obviously, I think, has the momentum. I think going into this one, and here's why. Despite that loss, Uruguay, quality opponent, and even if you think about it, at times, Ghana too could have been on the front foot against Uruguay. Both nitty gritty teams, and actually to back that point up, if there was one team or one group rather that was a group of death. Group E, I think, had the title of group of death because you have Spain and Germany, and you have Japan sticking its ugly head in there. Nonetheless, here comes Switzerland and Bolo now, still dancing on the ball, and Bolo's shot is blocked out for Switzerland corner kick. It's already a much different pace from what we saw in Morocco, Spain. That one deflected. Pepe, the oldie but the goldie, with the stop there. So once again, back to the corner flag. You got Braille and Bolo being one of the guys there. Nonetheless, this one's played out on the wing. This one whipped into the box, headed down, still up in the area. And running to get that was Sao, and I believe he committed a foul in the process on Otavio. Nonetheless, this one played out again. And if you're thinking about it too, this being the second one, you got Morocco, Spain. I did a TikTok for that and got put out, and I think lagginess caught up to it plus time. Because you think about it, I only had about maybe an hour 20 to get that posted rather than the usual 2 hours. But either way, enough of my complaining. Back to this game, about 6.5 through this one. Still 0-0 between Portugal and Switzerland. Here's Ricardo Rodriguez. Played back towards Akanji. Just clips it forward. Again, a dangerous ball. Could have gotten a deflection there. As you got a lot of the guys, including Ramos, who is playing in front. If you're just tuning in, Cristiano Ronaldo is out today for Portugal. Not sensitive. Actually, I should clarify. He's out on the bench. He is not out in terms of injury, but there was a lot of talk with him and Fernando Santos about his playing time. Wasn't happy that he got subbed off against South Korea, and the Eagles caught up to him. He's going to be on the bench today. First time since 2006 that Ronaldo will not start a World Cup match for Portugal. Ended up that I mean they were stacked that year too, to be honest with you, including Luis Figo being their captain. But it still kind of sucks, especially when you have one of the best to ever do it on the bench. It is an interesting kind of twist to the story. Of course, there's a lot of memes out there saying, "Oh, you know what, Ronaldo did this." Like, Mbappe's carrying his team, Messi's carrying his team. Ronaldo, he's the one being carried on his team. This one out on the left, and Shaqiri goes down. Free kick now for Switzerland. 8 minutes into this first half. And again, you think about it too. Switzerland coming off what was a crazy game unto itself on Friday. Back and forth it went as they got the opener. That is Shaqiri himself got the opener. And then Serbia scored 2 goals. And then after that, Ebola got the equalizer. And then afterwards, Froila got the game winner just a few minutes after halftime. You think about it in general, that's like it's 4 goals in the case of like 24 minutes, and then plus the one at halftime. If you count the one at halftime, 5 goals in the course of about half an hour or so. That's pretty good overall, and it showed what I think both teams were doing in that match, which was just overall attacking. This one cut out here, and Fernandez might have gotten a touch on it. I don't know yet. And either way, they're going to say throw in for Portugal. Guerrero to do it. We got Guerrero, and Sal's just getting a talking to from the ref over there. This one again, one back, and Bolo off the turn goes down. No foul called for Switzerland. Back with Fernandez. Back to the center backs. Here's Schär. Schär once again going back towards his goalkeeper, Jan Sommer. Of course, Sommer did not play in the game against Serbia, was out with an injury, dealing with that one. But overall, not a bad day so far. Here's Diaz. Still kind of sort of up in the area, and just like that one back with Switzerland. Back with Vargas. Once again on the left-hand side, Vargas to Rodriguez. Interesting 1-2 and even a 3 combo there, but either way, it goes back towards Akanji, now towards Schär. Schär pipped forward. Out on the wing now for Fernandez. Boy, has he been playing up the pitch today. Left-footed cross, back post. Little too far there for a running Froila. Remo Froila, as I said, scored his 6th goal for his country on Friday. That ended up being the game winner in the match against Serbia, which also kind of sort of ended up being their clincher into the knockout stage. So again, about 11 minutes through here, still 0-0 between Portugal and Switzerland. And as I said before, it's been a while. Nonetheless, almost one back there. That one just had to be cleared up the pitch by Dalot. But as I was saying, it's been a while since Portugal has been the number 1 seed in their group. That was back in 2006. Ended up winning the round of 16 game 1-0 against Netherlands. And ended up going all the way to 4th place in the tournament. Ends up being, one of the farthest they have gone. Rodriguez's ball a little too far for Fernandez. Of course, Rodriguez too, making his 104th cap, as the Torino man is currently 30 years old, playing left back as he's done for quite a while now. This Switzerland side in general, that's kind of a common theme, is their experience in a lot of ways. Nonetheless, this one was a long ball played through for Fernandez, goes a little too far, as Sommer sends it back, still bouncing in the midfield, and now settled with Portugal and their center backs. Here's Bernardo Silva. Silva, once again going forward. I want to point out one in particular for Portugal if I have the time, mainly the guy who's replacing Cristiano Ronaldo today in the starting 11. Here's Embolo, again off to Fernandez, was on his back foot for a while. Nonetheless, it's touched out there by the Portuguese, Guerreiro. And with that, from that angle, it looked like it was going to be a Portugal throw-in, but it looked like it was Switzerland nonetheless. Ball goes back towards Costa. You think about it too, with Costa. Not saying that there's been a carousel with the goalkeeper spot, but all of these guys could end up playing that spot for Portugal. You had Costa playing the game against South Korea. I think he played against Uruguay as well. I don't quote me on it, but I think he did. Yes, he did. So I think he has become that stalwart type player for Portugal. This one is Otavio, once again playing back. Your deep liar today will probably be Carvalho, and then Bernardo Silva playing that number 10 role. Not just is the case on his shirt, but playing number 10 role as in the position today. Bruno Fernandes. Still Fernandes now. He's playing back, flipped over to Pepe. And over to Dalot. Or Otavio, rather. Now to Dalot. And back towards Pepe. Still kind of in the defensive side. 14th minute, so we're approaching about 31 minutes plus stoppage time in this first half. A lot to be played still. Pepe whips it into the box. A close one overall, as you had a lot of guys. Ramos included alongside João Felix. Either way, back with Switzerland. So a good run going forward. Out towards Vargas on the wing. Vargas now goes end line, cleared away there by Dalot. Throw in for Switzerland now in the attacking third. This one clipped forward, high up in the air. Once again, going towards Vargas, who's playing high up. We saw Vargas and Rodriguez do some overlaps on Friday. Not so much today. Rodriguez playing a little farther back, probably to compensate for that right-hand side. Dalot, Otavio, and Bruno Fernandes. Alongside Otavio, then the two Manchester United teammates. Pretty good duo there, especially since Bruno has arguably been the best player on this team, not Cristiano Ronaldo, his former Manchester United teammate. Now he's a free agent. Could be signing a deal with a Saudi Arabia squad, reportedly worth about $200 million in euros. So about $225 to $250 million in USD. Pretty good deal for Ronaldo, already one of the best, but still making a lot of money as we speak. Here's Pepe. Wearing the captain's armband too. Pepe. On this Portugal side, when you look at it, he is 39 years old. Meaning it would also be, let's see, it would be 41. No, yes, 41 at the next Euro. So the question becomes, I don't know if Pepe's going to be playing in the Euro, but either way, what a career he's had overall. Playing with Porto, 132nd cap he makes today for this Portuguese side. Nonetheless, here comes Portugal the other way. Felix to the middle, cleared away. Good work there on the track back by Fernandes. And nonetheless, Fernandes now on the wing. Sao, rather, can't keep it in play. But you look at it, Pepe, 10 years with Real Madrid, 229 caps for them. Sometime with Besiktas, now back with Porto in the home country. And that's in the net! Just like that, Portugal is up 1-0, and it's courtesy of Ronaldo's replacement himself. Gonzalo Ramos slides it past Jan Sommer just like that in the 17th minute. Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. And I apologize there a little. I was a little bit by that call, but yeah. Let's take a look at Ramos too. Second goal overall. Let's take a look at this though. Good development overall. How about that finish too? Gonzalo Ramos in the roof of the net. Near angle going up against Shart, no problem. Slots it right home, and Jan Sommer is just left in no man's land. Gonzalo Ramos, fourth cap, second goal, and it's picture perfect. 1-0 Portugal leads here from Lusail Stadium. Oh, wow. What a goal. And there's Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. Well, could have been his goal. I mean, you never know. We can play the hypotheticals. Could have, should have, could have, would have. Would have Cristiano Ronaldo shot it? Could he have got that goal? Maybe you should have got that goal. I don't know. But Gonzalo Ramos, who could be playing number 9, this is an interesting decision by Fernando Santos, not just to kind of set the stage and give like a big opportunity, and more importantly, probably just kind of let go of Ronaldo for a second. But I think big thing to note too is the fact with Portugal, Ronaldo's not going to be living forever. The guy trains himself like the bionic man, but he's 37 years old. Got 194 caps. Could be making his 195th today, later in the match. Overall, he's not going to be around forever. I don't know if 26. So in ways, giving Ramos that time, and what a big goal too for the young man, 21 years old. So you think about it, it's pretty big. 21 years old too. It's 2001. So when Cristiano Ronaldo played his first game for Sporting CP, it is assumed then that Gonzalo Ramos was about maybe a few months old. That's, I think, just shows one, how old Ronaldo is, but two, how young this squad is and who can make a difference on it as well. You got one guy, and I think Ramos too. I'm looking at the squad in total. One of the youngest, Nuno Mendes, who's 20, is the youngest. He's playing for PSG. You just take another look at Gonzalo Ramos's goal. Good goal as well. Roof of the net, onside. And the Portuguese fans, of course, a lot of them, Ronaldo supporters, but a lot of them natives as well, supporting the team, supporting it. And they're being boisterous as well. They've got Lusail Stadium, to the largest stadium. This is also where the final will be played in just a few weeks, a week from Sunday, believe it or not. So once again, Switzerland is down. Only the second time in this World Cup they have been down in a hole. First time was against Brazil. Actually, I should say, uh, allowing the opening goal. They were down against Serbia before storming back to eventually retake the lead up 3-2. Here's Carvalho. Carvalho pipped forward, and here comes Guerrero now. Edge of the box. Guerrero fires it in. And boy, was that a cracker. Just cleared away by the Swiss. Dalot. Once again in the middle. Otavio. Out towards Guerrero again. Rafael Guerrero, what can he do? It's a nifty 1-2 there as Guerrero plays into the middle. The shot goes right towards Sommer. Nifty chance there for Otavio to potentially make it 2-0 in favor of the Portuguese. But nonetheless, continue on. This one once again clipped forward, and Bolo gives chase for the ball. As flicked out there, throw-in for the Swiss. And Bolo kind of wanted to take it right away. He'll slow his pace down, make sure numbers get forward for the Swiss. Once again, oh, what a move. What a move. Here comes João Felix again. Pipping this forward, looking for his man. The shot comes in, and it's another save by Jan Sommer. Again, Gonzalo Ramos looking for his second goal of the day. So overall, not too bad from Jan Sommer, but nonetheless, the Portuguese keep on fighting. They're looking for goal number 2 already in this one. 3 shots, all 3 of them on goal. One of those 3 shots on goal was buried in the back of the net, courtesy of Gonzalo Ramos. 23rd minute, almost halfway through this first half period. Then we have some stoppage time afterwards. Right now, Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. As here's Froila. Remo Froila out to Vargas on the left. What can he do? Vargas, ready, cross, clipped away there by Dalot. It's deflected off of him, in fact. Good recovery back there. It was, I don't know who it was, but either way, it was a foul called. I think Shaqiri was one of the guys that went down there for Switzerland. So once again, back towards Switzerland. In need of some help here. I mean, Portugal has done a good job that whenever they've gotten the lead, they've kept command. Of course, you can talk about South Korea. That might be the only exception, at least from what we've seen in this World Cup. However, they have lost it a few times. Ghana equalized before Portugal was up 3-1, and then eventually was only down 3-2, and Costa almost gave it back towards Ghana and made it an equalized match. How this group could have changed had that result happened, who knows? So they're still living in Ramos's world, still doing a good job in all with Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. Coach's decision, he is not injured for this match today, still available. And as I said before, first match, probably the first competitive match. I was actually, yeah, I would say that. Probably first competitive match where Cristiano Ronaldo is not playing with Portugal, at least in the World Cup. 2006 was the last time that happened. Ronaldo did start a few games, but he did have some time off as well. I think he actually took one of the group stage games. He did not play in one of them. But other than that, it's been interesting so far. I mean, in no disrespect to Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best to ever do it. 194 caps, 118 goals at the national level, 118 goals, first of all time out of any player in the world, and that is at the international level. And then elsewhere, some other interesting notes. You have most appearances. Right now, 194 is the third most, according to FIFA. That is according to FIFA appearances. There are some interesting ones as well. If he were to get that, he would be tied for second with Sochin An, who played for Malaysia. Now, Sochin An ended up having 219 appearances according to RSSSF. RSSSF. There's three S's. You got to almost count it out there. But either way, he's got 219 in total, but only 195 of them according to FIFA. And then you have Buder Al Mutawi, or Al Mutawa rather, and Al Mutawa has 196 caps overall. So he would be the one to break in terms of overall FIFA caps. And then you have Ronaldo in third. So that's kind of a little history there. Cristiano Ronaldo could add to his illustrious career if he comes off the bench today. Once again, towards Switzerland. Here's Akanji again. Shaqiri, Sao. Sao too, center midfielder, but playing out on the wing. Actually, I should state center attacking midfielder, your Cam, but playing more out on the wing. Here's Vargas. Good turn there off Dalot. Dalot able to retreat back. Vargas still going with the ball, and eventually Dalot wins that battle, cleared away by Pepe. The 27th minute of play. Still Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. Here's a Kanji. Kanji on the ball again. Looks like Shar and Akanji have switched positions as Shar is playing left center back, Akanji playing right center back for these two sides. This one once again played with Portugal all the way back to Rui Patricio, or pardon me, Costa. Rui Patricio being one of the goalkeepers. He, of course, not playing, courtesy of Costa, who is Diego Costa. Back with the Swiss. Little rough touch there by Vargas as pressure continues on. Here comes Portugal the other way. A little too far of a pass as it goes all the way back towards Sommer. Sommer once again out towards Fernandez. Out towards Shar. Left-hand side, still in his own box. And with that, it goes back towards Jan Sommer. Sommer again plays this to the middle, and Bolo, harassed there by Ruben Diaz, trying to break free. He does, and here comes Mbolo in the Swiss. Got options both ways, hassled there, and he's able to earn a free kick for Switzerland. Again, a great dribble there by Breel Mbolo. Able to one break free from Ruben Diaz, and then able to eventually, at one point, get 2 or 3 Portuguese guys on him. He was tripped up. Free kick now for the Swiss. It's a little far out to be a direct free kick, but then again, anything can happen. Luis Chavez hit a free kick from this angle and from this distance on Wednesday for Mexico. Actually, in that same stadium too, Lusail Stadium. Nonetheless, it's going to be Jirdan Shaqiri standing over the ball. Another guy standing over it. Couldn't tell the number. But either way, it looks like it's Shaqiri. Could be Granit Xhaka as well. But either way, could be direct, could be indirect. Of course, a lot of tall trees in the box for Switzerland. 3 guys in the wall for Portugal currently. Once again, all eyes on Shaqiri right now. Ref will blow his whistle whenever that happens. And here we go. It's Shaqiri direct! And it's just wide. Again, a great chance there by Jirdan Shaqiri. I don't know if Doug or Diego Costa might have gotten a shot, or at least a save there. Just skipped wide. It might have actually gotten a touch there, and indeed it did. So 30 minutes through, corner kick for Switzerland, and Jirdan Shaqiri goes from the free kick spot to the corner kick spot to potentially whip in another goal potential set piece. Once again, Jirdan Shaqiri whipped in low, headed away by Portugal. First man there on the corner, the man to do it. And it looks like the Swiss are offside. Some of them, at least, were offside there, trying to redirect it back. Still, Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. But how about this from Jirdan Shaqiri? Just getting a slight touch there was Diego Costa, who had to kind of almost run to get that ball. Had a good power, good pace, and it would have just settled into that bottom right-hand corner for Switzerland had that gone in. This one switched all the way over to Dalot. Good switch there by Guerrero. Good ball control by Dalot to switch it out towards the midfielder. Here's Otavio now on the ball. Out towards Dalot again. Dalot, not a Carvalho. And with that, Portugal may switch the pitch, potentially. It's right now kind of at midfield with Ruben Diaz. Diaz now to Pepe. And once again, Pepe out on the wing. Still chances from both sides. As here comes Portugal. They got the 1-0 advantage. They can build onto it if they wish, and they can. Here's Felix, whips this into the box. Header! And it just goes wide. It was actually Shar with the header for Switzerland to just skip it wide for a corner kick. And once again, I believe it was Gonzalo Ramos looking for goal number 2 of the day for him. Again, it's interesting to see when this is all said and done who wins Best Young Player award. So far, Gonzalo Ramos making a pretty nifty case so far. I mean, you saw Pedri, you saw Gavi, although Spain is out of the World Cup. Some other ones, Cody Gakpo for Netherlands, one of the guys in the Golden Boot race currently, although Kylian Mbappe has the lead with 5 goals. Could be Gonzalo Ramos. You think about it, if the run happens. Nonetheless, from the corner flag, I think it will be Bruno to whip it in. Nonetheless, whipped in. Header, and it's in the net! Goal for Portugal, and it's Pepe! He's old, but he is experienced. And just like that, Portugal has doubled their lead. 8th goal all time for Pepe, their vice captain. Portugal 2, Switzerland 0 here in the 32nd minute. And how about that, too? What a moment for Pepe. 8th goal overall, 132nd cap for him. Most capped guy if you eliminate Ronaldo from that equation and category. Most capped guy on this Portugal side, and what an infatuous header. Absolutely powerful. And Jan Sommer once again tried getting to it, and boy, the power beat the pace. And again, just a sumptuous header. Oh boy. Haven't seen that many set piece goals in this World Cup, I'll tell you that. But Pepe has done it here. 34th minute, and Portugal now has a full advantage in this one. So we saw Switzerland come back from being 1 down to win it. We would need them to be come back from being former broadcast partner Gus. One of the worst leads to have. You think you have protection, but you don't. You still have in this match 55 minutes plus stoppage time left. A lot of times Switzerland were to get the one to kind of cut the lead in half and then to equalize. Of course, then you got extra time and stuff. Nonetheless, maybe a chance here. Vargas out with get another chance. Couldn't tell who it was. Maybe Jacques, I would say. That's the thing, too. Switzerland has been playing a lot of their holding midfielders forward. So sometimes you may see Freud almost playing like a center attacking mid at times. Meanwhile, my stream has stopped for a while, so I might have to back out of this for a second. Either way, so far, pretty good for Portugal. Okay, we're back. Not too much missed. No goals missed, fortunately. As here's Fernandes. That is Fernandes for Switzerland. Of course, there's Bruno Fernandes playing for Portugal, Edmilson Fernandes playing for Switzerland. Vargas down the middle. Xhaka down to Vargas, and once again, round and round we go. Rodriguez now to Sal. Back to the back line. Back outside now. Akanji. Xhaka. Of course, those two, I mean, per usual for the Swiss side, a lot of guys getting reps throughout the league. Some of these guys playing in Switzerland, but a lot of them getting some opportunities elsewhere in Europe. Xhaka included with Arsenal right now at the top of the Premier League table, and then Akanji, who has been with Borussia Dortmund for some time now with Manchester City. Once again, out kind of sort of well, then eventually played back. Akanji, now Xhaka. And once again, we'll get to Shar. Ricardo Rodriguez, once again, Vargas. Tried playing it outside. Now it's a throw-in. So if you're just tuning in, 38th minute, Portugal now up 2-0. 2 goals, one from Gonzalo Ramos, starting in the number 9 spot in front of Cristiano Ronaldo, who was on the bench today, and then Pepe, who, at least amongst the guys in the starting 11, most experienced guy on the squad for Portugal. This one pipped forward, looking for Sao, ends up going out towards Edmilson Fernandez. Cross in, still up in the area, and it's cleared away. Still going, and the shot there, kind of a heat for glory there, I believe, by Froila. Goes out. Now it's a goal kick, and Portugal can breathe for a hot minute. And once again, Fernandez, great whipper cracker of a ball. Header was put up there. I believe it was Froila there in the middle. He's got the tendency to go forward almost as a striker, as we saw Friday. And it was a good stick out there by Diego Costa, kind of just to deflect that ball away instead of leaving it up to his field players to head that across goal if they could get to it. All right, 39th minute. And now all eyes are on Switzerland to see if they can get not 1, but 2 goals back against Portugal. Last time a team went from being on 2-0 in a match, you have to go back to Belgium against Japan, which happened in the 2018 World Cup. Japan scored 2 goals in the second half, and then in the course of about 20 or so minutes, I'd say 20, 25 minutes, Belgium managed to score 3 goals. Of course, I've seen games too in MLS where like teams score like 3 goals in 10 minutes. So obviously nothing is out of the equation here, but of course with the World Cup comes its fine lines and stuff. And now it looks like there is a Portuguese player down here needing some sort of treatment. Indeed, it is Pepe who is down. There's a challenge there between him and Remo Froila of Switzerland. So you got that. You got Portugal, Switzerland going today. Just taking a look at the other quarterfinals. Interesting quarterfinals we're going to have on tap. Netherlands, Argentina, England, France on Friday. And then on Saturday, we'll have the winner of this one against Morocco. And then after that, should be an interesting one as well. I'm looking forward to Brazil, Croatia, although that one I think Brazil has the undeniably advantage in that one. Netherlands, Argentina is a toss up. England, France, I think is the most liked toss up, and that should be a barn burner for sure. Morocco against one of these two teams at this stage, Portugal, should also be quite interesting as well. In the sense that Portugal and Morocco faced in the group stage back in 2018. Portugal won 1-0. Ronaldo actually scored the goal in that one quite early on, and then they kind of hunkered down for the rest of the match. But Morocco has gotten better. At least their players have gotten better, gotten more experience, kind of experienced a golden age. Congrats to them. What a penalty shootout win they had earlier today. 3-0 over Spain. First time in their program history they're on to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Meanwhile, Portugal, could they make it 3 here? Here's Felix. Now to Bruno Fernandez. Fernandez crossed a little too far and actually went out on the end line for a goal kick. Not the best cross there from the Manchester United man, who's been putting up a pretty good World Cup so far. 2 goals, 2 assists. 2 goals against Uruguay, 2 assists against Ghana. I mean, overall, if he keeps his play up, could be in the talking for Golden Ball in this World Cup. Again, another one of those coveted trophies, which I think could go either way, in my opinion. Now, Shaqiri plays this up a little too far for Mbolo. Sao tries pressuring, but it's cleared away by Ruben Diaz. And for Switzerland, too, you think about how important it is for them to get a goal here before half. Very important. Changes your tactics, at least for Switzerland, and definitely for Portugal, who might want to just sit back and relax in the second half and kind of, if you want to, on the counter, get that third goal. Now, it's kind of interesting if Switzerland were to get that first goal. Could be coming here sometime soon. Here's Shaqiri. Shaqiri plays out to Vargas on the end. Vargas switches it back. I don't know who was looking for, but it was rather kind of heading back away from goal rather than in towards goal. Nonetheless, back with Portugal. Back with space. Ball played through. Here's Felix in the clear, saved by Jan Sommer. And it's actually Gonzalo Ramos there with the chance. Yellow card has been given. I don't know to who, but it'll probably be to Schär, I'm guessing. And indeed, it will go to Fabian Schär. There's a lot of guys on the yellow for both sides in this regards. For Switzerland, 7 guys in total. So, if Schär were to get, if Switzerland were to get to the quarterfinals, Schär would not be able to be playing because he just picked up his second yellow. You got some other guys too. Vidmar, Vargas, Xhaka, Reeder, Elvedi, and Akanji are all in a yellow. Portugal, you got 5 guys: Bruno Fernandes, Pereira, Diaz, Felix, and Neves. Corners taken short. Still short on the ball. This one crossed into the box, back post. Pepe gets to it. Collision in the middle. Still bouncing, and eventually cleared away. Jan Sommer collided with one of his field players there that caused the debacle for Switzerland. I believe it was, Fernandes. Fernandes was going up against Pepe. Akanji and Sommer were the ones to collide there. Here's Guerrero. Rafael Guerrero and crew. Minute and 30 plus stoppage time remaining in this first half. This one goes all the way back to the center backs. Diaz, now to Pepe. Carvalho. And now back to base. Diego Costa. Long ball played here by Diego Costa. Still in the area. Now it's out on the left. Felix thought about giving out to Guerrero. Now goes center. Felix again. Silva. Back with Pepe. Diego Costa. Carvalho. Good check back to get it out towards Pepe again. Something you love to see out of your number 6. Bernardo Silva also playing the ball. Finding the open space. Taking advantage of it. Connecting passes. Felix. Oh my word. He's gone past 3 Swiss defenders. Out in some open space. What will he do now? Got options. And gets it out towards Fernandes. Thought about the shot. Bruno Fernandes clips it through. Looking for João Felix. But it's cut away there by Akanji. 4 minutes plus stoppage time coming up here from Lusail Stadium. Portugal up 2-0 against Switzerland. Pepe. Now on the end. Dalot. Otavio. On going against Xhaka. He goes down. No foul called as Xhaka picks the ball up. Embolo. Now with some help. Out towards Vargas. Played through a little too far for running Shaqiri. Trying to get on the ball as Embolo, again, just looks on. And looking for his 3rd goal of this World Cup. Scored against Cameroon, his home country. And then scored against Serbia, the equalizer in that one. And then afterwards, Froila got the winner. Again, still a lot of time left in this one. If Portugal or Switzerland were to get some extra goals, well, Switzerland would probably need a little more urgency if they were to do it. Pepe, clip forward, looking for his man again. Bruno Fernandes gives chase, cut away there by Akanji. And again, Fernandes going for the ball. He's been playing a little back. It's been more... That actually might have been Diego Dalot, but either way, Diego Dalot, Gonzalo Ramos, both in that area. at that time, or rather, one of those guys in the area. Again, very hard to see who's passing here. It might be just the monitor. Since I'm watching on my phone, I'm not watching on a bigger monitor. So, rule of thumb going into next stream here. Nonetheless, Fernandez up against Vargas in the corner. Gets it in the middle. What can the Portuguese do? Here's Guerrero now. In space, Guerrero rips a shot, and it's too high and wide. And think about that too. Just great tee up there. A little too much there by Rafael Guerrero, the Dortmund defender. Here's Sao. Now to Shar. So once again on the left, here's Vargas now. Vargas plays it through, looking for Shaqiri. A little too much sauce in that one. Even worse, you had Mbolo right in the center of the box. About a minute left in stoppage time. Let's take a look at this. Gonzalo Ramos with a rifle of a shot. 106 kilometers an hour was the fastest it went. That's about, I'd say, 60 miles an hour. That's fast. Not fast enough for Jan Sommer to do anything about it, even if he were to get a touch on it. Here's Felix again. We're approaching 4 minutes of added time, and right now it's all Portugal so far. Pepe. Ruben Diaz. Those two will kind of pass the ball around. And with that, the halftime whistle has blown here from Lusail Stadium. Portugal up 2-0 against Switzerland. Goals coming by Gonzalo Ramos in the 17th minute. Of course, he's getting his fourth cap today. Second goal for him in place of Cristiano Ronaldo. And then Pepe, the veteran center back, 39 years old, got his goal in the 34th minute to make it 2-0. Quick break, and then I'll be back for the second half right here on YouTube. Stick around, folks.